Hello there, friends. Thank you for joining. If in case you're catching the replay, thank you for being here. As you might have known, I've started a week-long or 10-day long, better said, a class about essential oils, and every now and then I'm doing these lives talking about essential oils. But there's also a lot of other content that's posted inside the event. So especially if you're interested in essential oils, this is what I'll be talking about today. And also if you want more details, please feel free to actually join the event as well. It's a free event on Facebook, and you can actually get more information about essential oils. Hello, Jesse. Hello, Diana. Thank you for joining. As I was saying, this is just part of a bigger class, and as you've seen in my live, it says that I'm attending an event. That's the online class that I'm actually hosting. It's happening on Facebook. It's free, and if you're interested in essential oils and see how you actually can use them, and you want more details about them, you can actually join the event as well. So I'll try to keep this video short for today, but I'll try to focus on answering some of the most common questions when it comes to how do you choose actually essential oils. So for those of you that don't know my story with essential oils, I've been using them for over 4 years, almost 5 years now, and it's sort of like they chose me instead of me choosing them. They just kept coming back until I said, okay, let me try try them out and see how they work. So I'm working with Young Living oils. As I said, those are the oils that actually chose me in a way. You know, it's like when you buy a book and you leave it in your on your bookshelf for years in a row. And then when the time is right, you just feel inspired to go and grab that book and read it. And once you do that, you understand that there was a meaning behind that, why you actually felt the need to read the book at that particular time. So it was sort of the same with me and oils. I kept on postponing things, but at some point I said, okay, let me give them a try and see how it works. So as I said, for the past years, I've been working a lot with oils. I've been sharing them. I've been telling people left and right about them, about what they do and how they work. I'm trying to answer some of the most common questions I receive. Hey, Sandy, thank you for joining. And by the way, if you have any questions for me, please feel free to let me know. And one of the most common questions is, how do you choose an essential oil? How do you choose a brand? How do you choose a company? What's the difference between them, right? And this is a question that cannot be answered very briefly or easily or shortly, because there are so many different factors that actually influence how good an essential oil is. So there are many factors, from the plant you're using, to how you're growing the plant, to what type of fertilizers you're using, if you're using any, to how you harvest the plant, when you harvest it, then to how you extract the oil, and then how you test it and how you handle it after you've extracted the oil, how you package it, and so on and so forth. So there are lots of different things that can influence the quality of an oil. But just to try to sort of organize things, I'll try to put them in smaller batches, so to say, and explain how each one of them will finally influence the oil. So one of the very first things to understand is that not all oils on the market are equal. You do have the cheapest ones, which are usually just synthetic oils, and they don't even contain all the compounds you have in the actual plant. I even bought some of them from shops just to see what's written on the label and how they smell and how they compare with my oils. And actually, I bought lavender oil, like the cheapest possible lavender oil. And when I looked on the label, on the label it said is identical with the natural oil, identical smell or something like that. But when I looked at the ingredients, it had linalool and geraniol and I think one other compound. So they weren't even trying to fake it and say, yeah, this is the actual oil. They were actually writing that, hey, this is actually a mixture of some compounds, most likely synthetic compounds, because it's nowhere written that they were extracted from plants, right? So this is the cheapest type of oil that you can find. And you can easily find them in supermarkets, flower shops, gift shops, and so on and so forth. Now, besides that, you can also have essential oils, which are natural essential oils. They are indeed extracted from plants, but in order to make them cheaper, they are either diluted with chemical solvents, or you add synthetic chemicals to them as well, in various combinations, right? So in that case, you could say that, yeah, it's a natural oil, but it was adulterated because you actually just added other chemicals to it. And then you have pure natural essential oils, call them if you want to call them like that. which are extracted. It's just the oil that you extract from the plant. But even here, you can split them in different groups or categories, right? So when you extract the oil, you can do it for various purposes or different purposes. You could extract the oil so that you get as much oil as possible. And in that case, once again, you gain more money out of it at the end of the day because you get more oil and you sell more oil and you make more money. Or you could actually use less harsh conditions, lower temperatures, lower pressures when you distill the oil. And in that case, of course, the whole process takes longer and you actually extract more of the active ingredients in the oil. But that also influences the price of the oil, right? So this is once again just to make a sort of like a range of all the oils on the market. Now, depending on what you're using the oils for, of course, you would choose